Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. It's Esther from Esther Astro Healing. I really appreciate for all your comments from my previous videos and such a positive feedback. It means a lot to me. I hope this information really great value to you, and we'll continue with that. Today, my video mainly about Mars. There's lots going on with Mars from now until December 24. Mars is going to change a few times his position. He's constantly in reintegrate and back again from Aries to Pisces, from Pisces to Aries. It's definitely not easy time to handle. Before I will start with Mars, I still want to complete something I completely forgot about one of my favorite signs, Aries. I really apologize for my last video about Rahu and Ketu, South and North Node. I just completely forgot about mention my Aries. So I'm definitely apologize, and my video will start with that. I do want to share with you screenshot of how the Rahu in Ketu works in the sky. I think it's going to be really good information for you, and you will appreciate that. So Rahu in Ketu, I'm going to right now start how it's Rahu and Ketu is the same South and North Node. It's really important position right now because Rahu and Ketu yesterday on September 23rd, they changed the houses, which is usually it's happened only 18 and a half months, 18.6 every year and a half. Why it's so important? Because Rahu and Ketu, South and North Node, and as well in Kabbalistic Astrology, it's called head and dragon tail, which is I'm going to explain to you as well. You can see here it's not a planetary combination. It's simply it's represent South indicates what mistake we made in the last lifetime, and the North what life lessons we came to earn this lifetime. It's extremely important in astrology. I know Western astrology just in recent years, 10, 15 years, they start to use this South and North Node, which is in ancient astrology, it was one of the most important combination for astrologer to really see where your soul came from and what your soul came to work on this lifetime. But again, in Kabbalistic astrology as well, your own sign represent very important point for your Tikkun. Tikkun in Hebrew, it's correction, which is what we came to this world to work on it, right? So in astrologers use lunar nodes to determine where your destiny lies, which is its North Node, and what your past lives is a South Node. So the nodes change signs every 18 months, like I mentioned. It's extremely important, and it was changed yesterday. Why I still want to come back to this information? Because imagine each of us born with certain nodes, and they represent different signs, and they appear in different houses. And now we all change. So we're basically right now entering inside of the new house with our own baggage. Right? So we're not entering right now as a fresh souls. We're entering already with our ideas, with our understanding, and Cosmos really going to work on us and really helping us to overcome certain things, to show us what things we still we need to work on it. This is why this energetical force has already started to appear yesterday, change, and for the next 18 months, it's going to change every month. The Ketu and Rahu, they're going to appear in different signs. Now, what's really interesting to mention about Ketu and Rahu, they work completely opposite from every other planet we have on solar system. All the planets of solar system, as you know, they're going against clockwise. Now, Ketu and Rahu, they're doing with the clock. So, and every time when they start in new sign, does not start from 1 degree. They start with 30 and then 29 and 28. So today it's already in 29 degrees. So they're working really opposite. And in the beginning, they're going to almost like bring us in the intense energy of certain houses, which as I mentioned, please come back to my previous video. I in depth explain each house and in what sign each of the rising and the moon will be appearing, and extremely important because 18 months, it's really, really important period of time. Another thing I want to mention, that usually people who born with these 18 months, those people born with your same lunar node, group like souls. It's like your tribe. So anyone who born in the same South Node and North Node, Ketu and Rahu, they all came to overcome same type of correction, which is connect more to humanity, more to collective consciousness, right? So because I did kind of neglected my lovely Aries, I just want really, really quickly to come back and let you know what houses the Aries are. So Rahu, which is the something we're more comfortable with, it's helping us with your Rahu is going to be in the second house. And the second house is represent money, it's represent the family dynamic. So for you Aries, it's really, really important to, for this next 18 months, to really invest in your family, to be more patient in your family, to understand your family dynamic, how they understand things. And again, just to give more love, you know, just to really try to understand how everyone understand the world, because you appear sometimes with no restriction the way how you try to express yourself, and sometimes no filter, almost like a Sagittarius. But in your case, what I love about your energy, there's no agenda, and many times you don't care what people think, and it's really good quality, because when you really know how to apply your energy, you really work with your soul. You not constantly concentrate what people think about you, how much you know, I need to invest to prove myself in front of others. So this is really excellent quality. But the restriction with self-control, how you speak, definitely good idea. Now you Ketu in 8th house. Now it's a little bit challenge. And it's good to have challenge, because what is the 8th house? It's house of transformation. It's house of your confidence will get stronger. And these 18 months are going to help you to go very deep to places where usually you neglect, because you don't like to go sometimes to your feelings too much. And the 8th house definitely will push you to check your feelings, your inside the world. You're going to start to see more dreams, because 8th house, it's mystical house as well. It's metaphysics. So it's going to be really interesting. It's different dynamic, you know, to be in a second house. I often mention, when I mention second house, remember second house represents Taurus. It's comfort zone as well. And 8th house represents Scorpio, which is more intense. So both houses, it's going to be a really great opportunity for you for the next 18 months. Now, one thing I do want to share with you with my share screen, I'm going to show you how it's looking Kabbalistic astrology, the Ketu and Rahu. So over here, you can see, this is how the ancients used to describe the head of snake or dragon and the tail. It's extremely important, because it's really, really connect your soul from both sides, and it's constantly dragging us. And when I do usually people charts, it's one of the very important points I usually concentrate, because if your soul choose to come back to a certain period of time, it's mean the collective consciousness was a need in your soul. You need to know each soul which is live right now our time, it's a big merit, it's a difficulty, and your soul beg to come. There's a line of souls waiting and ask to come back and to be in our time right now, but only few are choosing. So you really need to feel then it's merit and privilege to live our time. So this is why, if you work with any astrologers, if you ever did your chart, I really recommend for you to come back to, because right now it's a good time to do your chart again, to prepare for the next 18 months, plus lots going on. I have to say, what's happening from now, starting in the middle of August, and until at least end of December, and then again things gonna appear in January until March. We're really gonna work, cosmos, I feel they're working on our souls. They really, because the things in combination they're sending us right now, according to ancients, the humanity never experienced what we're experiencing right now. They're really preparing us to new, so to say, new earth, new understanding, redemption, Mashiach. in Hebrew, it's final redemption. And in order for us to experience that, it's only through the collective consciousness. So it's really, really important. Now, we're going to right now go to Mars. I'm going to share with you another screenshot. So my apology. I will bring this information later because I really want to show you a couple things, and I will attach later. So right now I want us to discuss Mars and what's happened with the Mars. Now Mars, my apologies. So what's happened with the Mars, I made a few notes for myself because it's really, Mars going to give us a lot of opportunities to work on ourselves. And we're going to discuss all 12 signs. I'll try to be brief and straight to the point. So we're going to be practical with our time. So right now, Mars in Aries. So Mars in Aries, it starts from September 9 and is going to October 4th. So basically what's happened, he's in the very specific position as degree-wise. It's in the 2 degree or 0 degree. Why it's challenging? Because when it's in such a degree, it's not really stable. Plus, he's constantly right now reintegrate. And usually it's happened only once in 2 years. And we get this combination right now. So this position in Aries, even though it's Mars on home, he feels here a little bit out of control as well, reckless. We're going to feel a little bit more intense energy than we want to prove our point. And what is the reintegrate? Just for you to understand, every time when planet reintegrate, it means it's taking us back to certain points we didn't complete, we didn't overcome, we didn't fix. So right now it's opportunity for us really to work with our anger issue, with our the way how we try to express ourselves. And I'm going to explain again each house for your rising and for your moon. Now, what you need to check sidereal or Vedic, whatever it's more common, but not Western. Please do not use your rising and moon as a Western. It's not going to be correct. And why I'm really recommend to definitely check your rising and your moon, because rising, it's exactly what's happened now. We call Tachlis right now at this moment, obvious. And moon, it's all about deep, about your feelings. So if you, because you are, your sign is going to be in particular house, this house is going to really trigger this energy inside of you. And remember, Mars, it's called a red planet. In Hebrew, it's called Ma'adim. Sorry, I think something with my electricity here. With Ma'adim. So it's planet of war, but in the same time, it's planet of activities. It can help us to those of us who've been lately really feel weak and don't have really inspiration and don't know how to move forward and constantly procrastinate. This is really good energy. So I really encourage you to use this Mars energy, but only